Hey there, kayak fans. My name is Jeff, and this is my obligatory kayak rigging video that you must put online after you rig your kayak so people can comment, in other words, mock all of your choices and the way you did things. My kayak is a Wilderness Systems Ride 115. Chad Hoover at kayakfishinggear.com, Hook 1, hooked me up with a great deal. I love it. I've only had it out twice so far because, as you can see, I'm still dealing with snow. So not much time to get out and go fishing right now. But I'm loving it from what little I've used it so far. And here's just a quick rundown on how I rigged this kayak. The first thing you'll notice is a leash attached from there and running back. I'm not as limber as I used to be when I was younger, so this really helps me for getting up and down. I have all this silent traction system to try and keep the noise down, but I found that every time I tried to wobbly get up and then plop back down on the seat, I made a lot of noise, and that leash really helps. It makes it very smooth and easy to get up and down. I'm hoping as I get more used to the ride and I get up and down on it more, I won't need the leash anymore, but it's what I'm using for now. Here's my anchor trolley system. I came off the bungee from the front. I may update that and change it, but at the moment it seems to be working. Some STS behind it in case it slaps a little bit. Running down along the side here, I installed this little hook to kind of keep it out of the way when I'm not using it, because to be honest, I don't use the anchor a whole lot. I just want it there when I need it. Back to my ring, which you see I have some more STS around it to try and keep things quiet. Chad had a great video on doing this, so I sewed this and then put the heat shrink around it like Chad had in his video, and that seemed to be pretty smooth and pretty neat. And then the back pulley is right there. The STS, as I mentioned before, silent traction system, I ordered the kit from Kayak Fishing Gear, Hook 1, and went in with no problem. Tweaked a few things. One thing I did that I kind of liked is this right here. I kind of measured those out and cut them because right here is where the Orbix hatch hits. So I realized that made a lot of noise. I put them there and that seemed to help with that as well. Otherwise, the STS is a pretty standard layout there. I have the rod-mounted rod holders up front that go in the track system there. Go back and forth, move as I need them. I have the seat here, a standard, the ride seat. I got my knife here in case there's an emergency. I need to cut a line or something. My pliers here for pulling the hook out of the fish's mouth. My little Gander Mountain toolbox that was on sale. I'm using the dog leash as a way to retrieve the anchor line. And it comes back here. The anchor is in the back here. And then I simply ran it through that cleat in there, that little pad I mean. And then when I pull my anchor back in, it just goes back inside there. Flush mounted rod holders in the back. And this is a little bit different. I had a big tackle box for my previous kayak, which would sit on top, but it was too wide to fit in here. Now I realized the last time I went fishing that I liked having the cooler behind me. Easy access to, water, soda pop, snacks. And if I'm actually catching fish I'm going to eat, crappie or trout mainly, then I have a place there on ice to store them, to put them in if I'm out camping or fishing for something like that. So all I did was, that's a standard, I think I got it at Walmart, 3 rod holder for like $8 or $9. I painted it black and I stuffed it into this pocket. And that's just a soft shell cooler, and I strapped it down with some bungees, and it works real well. I can put 3 more rods in there if I ever need to. But I'm kind of thinking if you need room for 7 rods, you may be compensating for something, but I'm working through these issues. So back here, the paddle holder, standard. This is my little handheld fish finder. I got it as a Christmas present because most of my kayaking is in shallow water and rivers, so there's not a whole lot of need for one. But this one is kind of slick because it has AA batteries inside of it, so I have to run a line. And it is very good for depth and changes and structure and stuff underneath. Then I can just hang, the transducer has a float on it underneath. I also have an X grip right here. That's where my iPhone would go, which I'm using to make this video. But that's very handy because I have some good GPS tracking programs. So I can keep track of where I am. I can log waypoints when I catch fish and do all kinds of stuff with that, and take pictures, take videos, do whatever I need to do. And of course another rod holder up front. And of course they're the type that slide back and forth. Once again, got all the stuff from Hook 1, and I couldn't be happier with it. I'm very, very anxious to get on the water I reckon that this setup will change over time as I learn what works and what doesn't work, but this is my starting point. I tried to keep it as simple as possible without doing too much, but having everything within easy reach. So that's what I did. Welcome your comments.